So Rodrigo, could you please tell us briefly about your career?
Yeah. Well, I'm first of all I'm Chilean, and one of the reasons why one of my decisions of career, I decided to study civil engineer, structure engineer, because maybe you know that we have the biggest earthquakes in the world. So every Chilean person will feel, in my case, enjoy like three big earthquakes.
Really?
Yeah, so that causes a lot of damage, but you need to protect your people, right? But that um, that market, the civil engineer and the constructions are are very traditional. There's no many um, technology applying there,
Right.
right? Technology, right? So um, that's why I decided to study master in industrial engineer and become expert or kind of expert in the innovation, and that was like 15 years ago. And from there I started my career as an academic in Pontificia Universidad Católica de Chile, or Catholic University of Chile, Pontificio. And to improve my academic skills, I decided to start my PhD here in Politécnica de Madrid, right?
Yeah.
I'm also almost finishing
Really?
my PhD, and it's in innovation in construction,
Wow.
right? And I'm training an AI bot to ask for asset control
Right.
of critical infrastructure on real time, right? And but as a civil engineer, I didn't know anything about AI like 4 years ago, right? So that's why I decided to study at MIT
Okay.
Industry 4.0 and become, and specify specialize myself in machine learning. And after to finish that, they invite me to teach as a learning facilitator in applied generative AI for digital transformation, and also in the agentic AI now. And I've been teaching there like for 3 years. And now this year I become executive director of operation of the Gen AI Global, which is the generative AI community of the MIT.
What does it mean for you, like teaching and being part of the meet? Like, is it as is it got the prestige that you see outside? Can you tell us about it, or how do you see it studying and being there?
Yeah, I'm part-time professor.
Right.
I try to stay very, in touch with the market, very applied. So this is the thing that I'm bringing to the class, and I try to show and share my students, and even trying to inspire them to do not, everything that we learn in the out in the room, right? I try to push them to apply that knowledge, and especially in business.
Yeah, we was just the next question is about it because your profile combines business, technology, ethics, and creativity. So, what's your value propositions for the students in the class?
Uh, uh, Similar, like I said, is try to learn, but learning by doing, right?
Right.
So, and also spending good time, with jokes, and the learning is, it has to be
Fun.
fun,
Yeah.
right? And that's
I think it's the best way for learners.
yeah, and learning by doing and spending good time together, right? So that's the way I think.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So in the module that you teach, um, you teach tools such as, for example, GPT, Custom Assistant, Google Gems, Copilot Studio, Make.com. So, what technical and strategic skills do students develop in your class?
Yeah, first of all, you don't have to know anything about AI, right?
Right.
The first thing is to try to understand try to understand the architecture behind at least the transformer model. Almost nobody knows what means GPT. The T is transformer, generative pre-trained transformer. And first, we need to understand what is behind scenes, the black box. And it's only mathematics and probabilistics and the way that you use the words, which is interpreted like tokens by the AI, right? And from there, you can start prompting. We become prompt engineers, and we start from basics, and then we advance to use advanced strategy for reasoning in prompt engineer. From there, we use RAG. Maybe I can explain you later that. From there, we can create assistants, semi-agents, and agents. And that's what you mentioned there.
Yeah,
right?
that's interesting. Yeah, was the next question. That you work with the concept of vibe coding. That it's mean like programming with natural language. How does this impact with the way students create, for example, products or automate process? How you use it?
Yeah. Well, uh, let me be very honest with you from the beginning. My younger brother was in charge of, he is a data engineer, right?
Right.
So every time when I had a problem with
Question.
my machine, he always fixed that.
Right.
So that's why I didn't know anything about AI or
Okay.
any, just turn on and shut
That's-
down the computer, right? But now with vibe coding and like a non-coder, right?
Right, yeah.
You don't have to code. The AI will help you on that. So the most used programming language is plain English, or if you prefer Spanish or your own language, just to provide instruction, but in natural language, and that's vibe coding, and that open a huge amount of opportunities for everyone, right?
To make, like, for example, pages of anything. It's quite
Anything,
easy now,
anything,
isn't it? Yeah.
anything. Yeah. You can learn anything from there using that.
So the last question is, your classes also cover RAG. You tell us about this before. Could you explain about it, and also you also teach about advanced prompting, logical reasoning. How do you make this knowledge accessible to the students?
Yeah. Uh, if you wanna, in, improve your AI capabilities, right? The first thing that you need to learn is prompting, right? Because with what you are trying to do is to avoid or minimize the error that are coming from the AI, which is probabilistic. It's not deterministic, and the error we call that hallucination, right? So the way that you can improve or reduce the error is first prompting, and then use your own data, which is RAG, Retrieved Augmented Generation, right? Because once again, GPT, the P is pre-trained, but probably the model wasn't trained with your
Data, is it?
data. So you need to provide that data, and that will increase or improve your probabilities.
Of receiving what you need
Yeah,
from it.
of course.
Right.
So, and that's RAG, right? And once again, what's
Yeah, the question is about how do you make this knowledge,
Mhm.
how you teach this in class to make the students know it easily.
Yeah, of course. We uh, we build our racks, and
Right.
we create assistants from scratch. Try I my students will remember this, but I'm always trying to push them to make errors,
Right.
right? Because we learn more from errors
That's
than
true.
any other thing, right? And but I just try to teach them how to fix errors,
Okay.
and with the AI assisting you in the process, right? So we use RAG, we create RAG, we create assistant, and at the end of the course, you are going to have your own agent, right, to help you in anything that you want.
Right. So, Rodrigo, thank you. thanks a lot for taking your time for answer these questions, and thank you very much.
No, this was very fun, and thank you guys for inviting me. I think I feel great, and now I want to come back to for another interview later, right?
That's it.
Okay,
Thank you very much.
thank you. Take care.